In the 1970s, I was still a young, hungry actor, and I went to the movies a lot. I noticed so many of them were really good, and I wondered why so good. And an article told me it said the actors, or at least like the male actors, had stopped being like, I am playing the guy. And instead, they started being like, I am the guy. And they ate like the guy and slept like the guy. And if a friend called out, hey, male actor, they'd be like, who is actor? I am the guy. So when I got this one-line role in an upcoming film as a protester at a rally, I really set out to become him. Who was a protester? I asked myself. Well, an activist, an idealist, brave, principled, cunning. Though, I'd never been any of these things before, I became them all overnight. So I marched and I picketed against the war. I volunteered for everything, and I rose really quickly in the movement. I poured my actorly charisma into speech making. I believed that everyone deserves a fair shake, and I wouldn't rest until they got it. My life was the cause. Until the day of my scene, when I left a real protest to film our fictional protest on a soundstage. And although my scene was eventually cut, I turned in a wonderful performance. I went home that night, I cut my hair, I unplugged my phone, and soon I landed a new role in TV. This time it was a couple of lines as a trained killer. And before I went out into the night and did what I had to do to train for my role, I just happened to go to the movies. And it was this really fun, silly dress-up movie that was set in outer space. And nobody, I noticed, was being the guy. Everybody was playing the guy. And still, the movie was an absolute blast. So I kind of just forgot about being the guy, and I went back to just playing the guy, and immediately I began to book much bigger roles. So my signature thing was to kind of smirk at the camera, and as if to say, we all know this is a farce. This movie, life, everything. And that's how the audiences and I left the 70s together. We were self-aware, arm in arm, and in on the joke.